5:17 local time. The ocean is calm. Too calm. Deep inside the Combat Information Center, a single tone cuts through the low hum of electronics. Not loud, not urgent, just wrong. Contact. A sonar operator tilts his head. The trace on his screen is not noise, not biological. It is narrow, focused, moving with intention. New contact, bearing 279. The bridge does not react. Not yet. For a moment, the contact drifts passive, almost curious. Then the signature changes. The water around it begins to disturb in a way only one thing produces: cavitation. The operator does not raise his voice. He does not need to. The contact is accelerating. Another console lights up, speed climbing fast. Too fast for debris, too fast for anything drifting. The line sharpens, compresses, becomes unmistakable. The watch supervisor leans forward. Classify. A pause. Half a second, enough for everyone in the room to understand what follows. Possible weapon in the water. On the bridge, the captain's eyes never leave the surface ahead. His voice is flat, controlled. Mark time. Steel shutters slide along the forward gun mount. Not fully, just enough to move. A quiet mechanical acknowledgement that the ship has changed its posture. On the flight deck, a yellow shirt freezes mid-step. A tow bar hangs suspended inches above the non-skid. Nobody speaks. Below, the sonar image resolves completely. "This is not a drill," says the supervisor. "Weapon release confirmed." The words land heavy. The contact has separated from its point of origin, no longer drifting, running hot, clean, built for purpose. A torpedo. It cuts through the water on a shallow track, riding a depth that keeps it fast and hard to shake. Its course is not random. It is not searching. The track is stable, sonar reports. No deviation. That matters. Weapons that wander are dumb. This one is not. In the CIC, hands move faster now, but without panic. Tracks are assigned, timelines appear. A clock begins running in the corner of the main display. Time to closest point of approach, measured in minutes. The bridge phone rings once. CIC to bridge. We have an incoming torpedo track, bearing 279, high speed. Nobody asks who fired it. That question can wait. The captain nods once. All stations, condition 1. Across the ship, the change is instantaneous. Watertight doors begin sealing. Systems transition from standby to active. The carrier ahead holds its massive, deliberate course, as if nothing beneath the surface has changed. But everything has changed. Recommend active sonar, CIC reports. That recommendation carries weight. Active sonar is not subtle. It is a shout into the ocean, a declaration that the ship is no longer hiding. It reveals position, heading, intention. The captain does not respond immediately. Another update cuts through. Weapon maintaining depth, speed unchanged. The torpedo is confident. Activate sonar, says the captain. Beneath the hull, the ship speaks. A sharp metallic pulse strikes the water and propagates outward in expanding rings. The return comes back almost instantly, clean, unmistakable. There, says sonar. Solid return. Weapon confirmed. The torpedo responds to the ping, not with fear, with adjustment. Minor course correction, operator reports. Still inbound. That reaction seals it. This is not a dumb weapon riding momentum. It is processing, listening, choosing. At another console, the torpedo seeker tone shifts pitch, subtle but clear. It has found something it likes. Countermeasures ready, a voice reports. Launch. Behind the hull, compressed air hisses. Acoustic decoys eject into the sea, dropping fast, activating seconds later. They bloom beneath the surface, filling the surrounding water with false signatures, noisy and convincing, designed to confuse and seduce. Decoys in the water, CIC confirms. For a moment, the torpedo hesitates. The track oscillates slightly, a fraction of a degree, a breath of hope. Then it corrects. No effect, sonar says. Weapon rejected the decoy. The line returns to its original trajectory, tighter than before. On the bridge, no one curses, no one reacts outwardly. The captain's knuckles tighten just enough to whiten. Then they relax. "All escorts," he says evenly, "execute separation plan." The formation begins to shift. The carrier holds its massive, deliberate course while escort ships spread outward, each taking position designed to stretch the torpedo's options, to complicate its solution. It is a ballet practiced countless times, now executed with real consequences. In the CIC, the tactical display blooms with movement. Bearings change, distances update, everything recorded, nothing wasted. Time to CPA, 2 minutes. The torpedo accelerates again, maximum sprint. It is burning everything. That tells them something else. This weapon expects impact soon. It believes it is close enough. The captain makes his next decision. Launch bubble screen. Along the hull, systems activate, pumping streams of compressed air into the water. Millions of bubbles erupt below, forming a shimmering curtain designed to distort sound, to break acoustic continuity. The effect is immediate. The weapon seeker is degrading, sonar reports. Signal strength fluctuating. For the first time, the torpedo truly hesitates. Its track bends slightly, as if questioning its own senses. But it does not turn away. It is pushing through, the operator says, still tracking primary. The torpedo is committed. Whatever logic governs it has chosen aggression over caution. Time to CPA, 1 minute 15 seconds. On the flight deck, engines throttle down. Every unnecessary vibration is minimized. The ship itself seems to hold its breath. Inside the CIC, the fire control officer leans forward. Recommends sharp maneuver. That would be the last card. A hard turn could deflect the torpedo's terminal guidance, but only if timed perfectly. Too early and the weapon adapts. Too late and there is no room left. The captain looks at the clock, then the horizon. "Wait," he says. The torpedo closes distance at terrifying speed. Its acoustic signature grows louder, richer, filling the room with the sound of something alive and hunting. CPA, 60 seconds. Every system is active now, every option on the table. The clock keeps counting. And somewhere beneath the surface, the weapon runs forward, not knowing it is no longer the only hunter in the water. The torpedo is no longer the only problem. In the Combat Information Center, analysts begin walking the picture backward. Not back in time, but back through space. Every course change, every micro-adjustment the weapon has made is plotted, reversed, triangulated. "Track back to launch basket," the watch supervisor orders. Lines bloom outward on the display, converging slowly toward a patch of dark ocean the naked eye would never notice. The math is relentless. The weapon's confidence betrays it. Probable firing point narrowing, sonar reports. Another ping goes out. Not loud, precise. The return comes back in layers, dense, a shape hidden within the clutter of the seafloor. "There," says the operator. Secondary contact, large, slow, deep. The room tightens. "That is not debris," someone murmurs. The contact shifts depth a few meters, then stabilizes, trying to disappear, trying to blend. "It is not working." "Contact classified," says the supervisor. "Subsurface, firm." The bridge phone clicks once. "CIC to bridge. We have a second submarine contact, correlated with weapon launch. 2-2. No drama, no raised voices, just confirmation. On the bridge, the captain exhales through his nose. Nationality. A pause while databases cross-reference hull forms, acoustic signatures, propulsion rhythms stored over years. Signature matches Iranian diesel-electric class, CIC response. High confidence. That answers the question nobody had asked aloud. Beneath the surface, the submarine moves again. A controlled descent. A careful attempt to slide beneath a thermal layer. Classic evasion, straight from the book. They are going quiet, sonar says. Minimum speed. Too late. The torpedo continues its run, but now the ocean has changed. The water is alive with sensors and intention. "Launch ASW helicopter," the captain orders. On the flight deck, restrained brakes. Seahawk rotors spin slow at first, then faster, chopping the air with purpose. Chains fall away, hands move. In seconds, the helicopter lifts cleanly into the sky and pushes forward. Inside its cabin, the crew is already working. "Dipping sonar. Ready." The helicopter hovers low over the estimated contact position. The sonar dome lowers into the sea, piercing the surface like a needle. "Contact." The water responds. A hollow metallic echo returns. "Wrong for rock, wrong for wreck." "Solid contact," the helicopter reports. "Large metal hull." The submarine reacts instantly below, blowing ballast and turning hard, trying to slide laterally out of the sonar cone. A smart move, a trained crew, but the helicopter tracks it without effort, sliding laterally through the air, keeping the contact centered. Two threads now share the display. The incoming torpedo running toward the formation, the submarine trying to escape the consequences of having fired it. "We cannot chase both," the fire control officer says quietly. Everyone knows that. Resources are finite. Time is finite. The water does not forgive hesitation. "Weapon remains priority," the captain says. "Contain the submarine." The helicopter crew adjusts altitude, redistributes the sonar. Each ping sharpens the picture. "Submarine maneuvering," they report. "Erratic course." They know we have them. That knowledge changes everything. A submarine that knows it has been found is dangerous, unpredictable. It could fire again, it could attempt to run, it could do both. In the CAC, the torpedo countdown falls below 40 seconds. Weapon still tracking primary, sonar confirms, no break. The submarine, feeling pressure from above, makes the final move. It launches its own decoys, releasing clouds of noise and false signatures into the water. "Countermeasures detected," sonar says. The ocean fills with ghosts. For a moment, the picture blurs, contacts overlap, returns smear together. Then training asserts itself. "Maintain classification," the supervisor orders sharply. "Ignore the noise. Follow the mass." The real submarine cannot fake inertia, cannot fake displacement. "There," sonar says again. "Contact recovered. Same hull." The helicopter slides forward, relentless. Below, the submarine's options are exhausted. It has been seen, heard, measured. Every move it makes is now data. The torpedo closes to under 30 seconds. 2 hunters, 1 ship, and 1 decision remaining. On the bridge, the captain's voice cuts clearly. "Prepare to attack the submarine," he says, "as soon as the weapon is defeated." No threat, no warning, just a statement of sequence. The submarine descends deeper, quieter, desperate for time. It will not get it. Because in the final moments, before impact, the balance has already shifted. The prey is no longer running alone. The decision is made. In the Combat Information Center, the torpedo track flashes amber. Terminal guidance. No more theory, no more modeling. Weapon inside terminal threshold. That is the last neutral phrase before violence. Launch counter-torpedo. The order does not echo. It does not need to. Deep in the ship, a tube flats, pressure equalizes. Then a second shape is released into the water, shorter, faster, built for a single purpose. Kill the hunter. The counter-torpedo ignites almost instantly, accelerating hard, punching through the bubble screen and locking onto the incoming threat. Its guidance logic is ruthless. No deception, no doubt. Counter-weapon active, sonar reports, high-speed intercept. On the main display, 2 lines run toward each other, one inbound, one outbound. The geometry is brutal and precise. Intercept solution stable. The torpedo reacts. Its seeker suddenly aware it is no longer alone. It deviates slightly, attempting a last-second correction. It does not matter. The counter-torpedo adjusts faster, climbing through the water column with violent efficiency. Closing, closing. Then the display blooms white. A conclusive shockwave races through the sea. A dull subsurface thud is felt faintly through the hull. The inbound track vanishes instantly, replaced by scattered noise and drifting debris. Kill confirmed, sonar says. For half a second, nobody speaks. Then the supervisor nods once. Primary weapon neutralized. On the bridge, the captain does not react. His eyes stay forward, already on the next problem, because the shot may be over, but the fight is not. Attack the submarine, he says quietly. The Seahawk is already moving. Authorized to engage, the helicopter crew acknowledges. The helicopter pivots, aligning over the last firm position. The sonar picture is sharp now, undeniable. The submarine is still there, slower, heavier, cornered. Submarine attempting descent, the helicopter reports. Minimum speed, they are trying to hide again. They will not make it. Weapon away. A second object drops from the helicopter, cutting cleanly into the sea. No fanfare, no hesitation, just release. The anti-submarine weapon arms almost immediately, diving deep, listening carefully as it hunts. Below, the Iranian submarine reacts too late. It turns hard, blowing ballast, shifting depth aggressively. Every evasive maneuver its crew was ever trained to execute. Sonar watches all of it. They are maneuvering, CIC reports. Erratic, they know. The anti-submarine weapon closes with terrifying speed. Its seeker refines, rejecting decoys, ignoring clutter. The submarine makes a final move, cutting propulsion, going nearly silent. It buys seconds. Not enough. Contact lost. Stand by. Then contact recovered. Strong return. The subsurface detonation is sharper this time. Deeper. Final. The sound is unmistakable. Metal stressed beyond design limits. Compartments collapsing. A structure giving way. The submarine track breaks apart into fragments of noise, then settles into stillness. Submarine contact no longer maneuvering, sonar confirms. No propulsion noise. Nobody says sunk. Nobody says destroyed. The Navy does not speculate in moments like this, but everyone understands. Above, the helicopter pulls back, maintaining orbit. Sensors still active, recording everything. Evidence, proof, insurance. On the bridge, the captain finally exhales. Resume screen, he orders. Maintain readiness. Escorts return to position. The carrier never altered its course once. In the CIC, data streams are already being archived. Acoustic signatures, weapon behavior, enemy reactions. The exact moment the torpedo rejected the decoys and committed to its final sprint. Every second of the engagement preserved. This was not chaos. This was execution. The torpedo had been answered. The submarine had been neutralized. And the ocean once again belonged to the quiet professionals who understood it best. No cheers, no celebration. Just the steady hum of systems returning to watchful silence. The ocean calms first. On the surface, nothing looks different. The carrier continues on the same heading it held before the alarm sounded. Wide wake, steady speed. Aircraft secured and ready. To an untrained eye, it is just another transit. Beneath the surface, the story is already over. In the Combat Information Center, displays quiet one by one. No inbound tracks, no contacts maneuvering, just background noise and the slow, familiar rhythm of the sea reclaiming itself. Area clear, sonar reports. No further movement. The captain acknowledges with a nod. No speech, no emphasis. Maintain watch, he says. Normal posture. Condition 1, steps down. Watertight doors unlock. Systems return to steady state. The ship exhales without ever showing it was holding its breath. On the flight deck, crews resume movement as if nothing happened. A tow bar is lifted. A hand signal is completed. A routine made possible by minutes of absolute precision beneath the waterline. Inside the CIC, the work has just begun. Every second of the engagement is being replayed. Acoustic waveforms scroll across the screens. Timestamps align. Analysts compare the torpedo's behavior against known profiles, isolating its logic, its priorities, the precise moment it rejected the decoys and committed to its sprint. That information matters more than the explosion ever did. This weapon was not blind, an analyst says quietly. It was trained. Nobody disagrees. The submarine's acoustic signature is dissected next. Propulsion rhythm, hull resonance, maneuvering response under pressure. The way it decelerated when it realized it had been found. All of it catalogued. Out here, data is deterrence. The helicopter crew lands softly, rotors spinning down while sensors continue recording until the last possible second. Nothing is left to chance. Nothing is left undocumented. On the bridge, the captain looks out over the water again. Same calm surface, same horizon, same ship. But the ship now knows something it did not know before. And so does someone else. There is no transmission, no announcement, no triumphant message sent across the fleet. That is not how this works. The message was delivered underwater, in silence, at speed. A single torpedo was launched with intention. It was not a warning shot. It was not a test. It was a decision. And it was answered. What happened here will never be explained with adjectives. It will be described in timelines, graphs, and signatures, in lessons folded quietly into training programs and tactical manuals. Fire once, reveal everything. The carrier strike group adjusts nothing outwardly, but internally the balance has shifted. The ocean remembers. The sensors remember. The analysts ashore will remember. Somewhere, a commander will look at the gap in a patrol schedule, at a silence where there should be noise, at a report that ends abruptly. They will understand. That is how naval confrontations end, when professionalism outlasts emotion. No flags waving, no victory declared, just a line drawn in water that cannot be seen but will not be crossed lightly again. The carrier moves forward unchanged, unstoppable in its routine. Launch schedules resume, watches rotate, meals are served, life continues, because discipline held. Because a torpedo fired with confidence met a force that does not fail twice. There are people who have stood a watch, pulled a shift, held a post where one wrong call meant everything. And they know that the hardest part is not the danger itself. It is the waiting before it. The moment when the clock is running and the decision is not yours yet. They fired once. They will think a long time before they fire again.